Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for August 4th, 2020. We have a lot to talk about, so let's dive into it. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino, and if you like these forecasts, please like, share, and subscribe, and let your friends and family know. We're also going to have a premium live coverage throughout the day, so if you're interested in basically getting updates and you can get your questions answered from a live meteorologist, definitely check out the premium membership, and it's only $11 a month. So let's dive into this forecast. Boy, oh boy, we have a lot going on here. Now, over the Delaware River Valley in eastern Pennsylvania, we have very heavy rainfall developing throughout the region. That is with the stationary front. Remember that yesterday? Well, it has weakened into a trough, and so you kind of see the trough set up here. Here's your easterly winds, here's your northerly winds. Clearly a trough setting up around here. Temperatures range from the mid-60s to lower 70s under this heavy rainfall. Along the coast, though, it's quiet. And you might be saying to yourself, what storm? I'm disappointed. There's no rain. What's going on? Storm's off to the west. We're going to miss everything. Blah, 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 blah. Now, look. Here's what's happening. The coast is in between Isaias, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I don't. I'm trying. And the trough and all that moisture. So right now we're in this dry zone. Okay, it's not going to last. Along the coast, you have temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Look, you're even around 80, and your dew points are in the mid 70s. So that tells us we have a lot of moisture in this atmosphere. All you need is a little bit of lifting. And we also have an easterly wind here, anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Winds rapidly increase down towards the Delmarva Peninsula, where we start to see our storm organize. Now, I just want to show this. Now, I did this in the premium coverage, but it's important enough to make sure you understand it as well, even though you're not in premium. This is what we call vertical wind shear. This is bulk wind shear. When you see this signature here, this tells you have a high threat for the potential for tornadoes to develop. Thus, we have a tornado watch issued. Also, I want to show you precipitable water values. This, what we've been dealing with the rainfall, especially over eastern Pennsylvania and western New Jersey, is your traditional tropical air. It is the moisture that has been streaming northward for the past couple of days. With our stationary front, we started to see thunderstorms as early as yesterday evening, with some severe thunderstorms from central New Jersey on up through the New York City metro. This is the core of our tropical storm, and this is going to be lifting up right through the Delaware River Valley towards the New York City metro and into the Hudson River Valley. This deep moisture is producing rainfall rates of 1 to 3 inches per hour. So let's take a look at the radar here. And here is the core of our tropical storm that is transitioning into what we call a subtropical storm. Eventually it is becoming a non-tropical or extratropical storm as we go on through this process. This area of rainfall is producing rainfall rates of 1 to 3 inches per hour, and it is all lifting up. It's already starting to invade southern New Jersey, and it's going to be lifting up right along the coast, right into the New York City metro. Now, those of you in Connecticut and Long Island, you're going to get this tail end right here. That's why we reduced the rainfall rates in the forecast, which I'll show in a moment. And in those areas, looking at rainfall rates still pretty impressive, 1/2 inch to 2 inches per hour in some of the Doppler estimates here. So again, the idea here is that this is going to be a very, very fast, heavy rain event in which that you're going to get a lot of rain in a very short period of time today as this storm is lifting through. And it is booking, by the way. It is moving very quickly. When we take a look at the satellite picture, you can see as the sun is rising, this storm is rapidly lifting northward. You can also take a look at the infrared satellite picture. And you can see it's taking on more of a cold core type of orientation and structure as the upper level trough captures the storm and sends all this moisture and all this intense lifting right into our neck of the woods. So again, the forecast here, this is the latest forecast, again looking at generally 1 to 3 inches, isolated amounts up to 4 inches in our green zones. Now, in portions of eastern Pennsylvania, more likely to see that 3-4 inch range. In portions of southern New England and northeastern Connecticut, more likely to see that 1 to 2 inch range. Okay, more likely around 1 inch, especially if you miss out on some of these thunderstorms. In the yellow area, this is where we still have the potential for 1 to 2 inches, and isolated, very isolated potential for 3 inches and some thunderstorms. Again, this is going to be a situation where your next door neighbor gets a ½ inch and you get 2 inches of rain out of an individual thunderstorm. Meanwhile, we're going to be very concerned about those winds mixing down from the mid-levels of the atmosphere, supporting winds this afternoon, especially after 10 a.m., of 25 to 45 miles per hour sustained, gusts over 50 miles per hour, with coastal flooding being minor to moderate. Then we go into our red zone. That is much of the Philadelphia metro and New York City metro, much of New Jersey here, on down through Connecticut, down through Delaware, should I say, and on northward through the Delaware River Valley. Looking at 2 to 4 inches of rain, isolated amounts 6. Best potential for those 6 inches, most likely eastern Pennsylvania, western New Jersey, right in the Delaware River Valley. Meanwhile, your best potential is staying closer to 2 inches right along the Jersey Shore and New York City metro. Again, these rainfall rates are already being documented by Doppler radar, and they are heading our way. So it's not a question of if, in my opinion, it's a question of when, as this rainfall lifts northward. Now, is there a chance that your location may only get a ½ inch because you miss out on 1 or 2 of those heavier bands? Yes, but the majority of the region, I can't say that. Meanwhile, winds are going to be 25 to 50 miles per hour this afternoon with gusts over 50 miles per hour. Coastal flooding, minor to moderate. It is going to be a nasty afternoon throughout the region. The only good news about this storm is that it is moving fast, which, quite frankly, we do not want a slow-moving tropical system, because that's where you get a lot of your natural disaster stories when it comes to these landfalling storms, especially around here. So diving into the forecast for today, periods of rain, heavy, very strong winds. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot. I apologize. Some of these cells are producing tornadoes here. And there is a lot of, like we said earlier, a lot of vertical wind shear. So we definitely have to watch out for tornadoes as this whole rainfall event lifts northward throughout the region. Just wanted to make sure I doubled down on that, because that's going to be a big story as we move on through the day. Temperatures today won't be moving all that much, upper 70s to lower 80s. Now, a cold front will be moving through tonight on through tomorrow morning with some lingering showers and thunderstorms, mostly just showers, kind of squeezing out whatever tropical moisture is left in the atmosphere. Temperatures falling off into the upper 60s to lower 70s. And tomorrow afternoon, look for clearing skies, but this cold front stalls out along the coast and over the coastal waters. And that's going to be a major player for the rest of the forecast period. For tomorrow afternoon, look for clearing skies and temperatures rising in the lower to mid 80s. Then for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, this frontal boundary doesn't go anywhere. It lingers around the coast, either a actual frontal boundary or a trough, with little weak waves of low pressure and little short waves passing by. And as that's happening, we get more of a wind from the Atlantic Ocean. So it's kind of a marine environment through that forecast period. So as a result, look for scattered broken cloud cover, maybe a little bit of morning fog, an isolated shower here and there, but not a washout in any way, shape, or form. And temperatures through the forecast period generally range from the upper 60s to lower 70s for lows, and high temperatures generally in the upper 70s to mid 80s for highs. So really not too bad for the early part of August, when we could easily be in the 90s and even lower 100s. So certainly a very nice period of weather if you don't mind dodging a shower or two. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I will have coverage on this storm throughout the day on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, and also premium live coverage where I'll answer your questions. Stay safe out there, please, because this storm is not one to be messing around with. And as always, be good.